This episode contains discussion of the disappearance of a child. Listener discretion is advised. You're listening to Northern Dark, True Canadian Crime. Today we revisit one of Canada's most haunting mysteries, the disappearance of 8-year-old Nicole Morin. In Etobicoke, on the West Mall near Highway 427, 8-year-old Nicole Morin began her morning by heading downstairs to pick up the mail. It was just after 10:30 a.m. on July 30th. She returned upstairs, then prepared for her swim date. By 11 a.m., Nicole told her mother she'd be right back. She was barefoot, wearing a peach-colored one-piece bathing suit and a green hairband. In a plastic bag, she carried a white t-shirt, green and white shorts, suntan lotion, a hairbrush, a peach blanket, and a purple beach towel. She stepped into the hallway and vanished. 15 minutes passed. When Nicole didn't arrive in the lobby, her friend buzzed the apartment. Nicole's mother, busy with a daycare group, still believed she'd gone straight to the pool. It wasn't until 3 p.m. that panic set in and the police were called. Toronto police launched one of the largest missing person investigations in the city's history. On day one, officers carried out active searches and canvassing through all 429 units in Nicole's building. They set up roadblocks, drove public address vehicles alerting neighbors with her description, and knocked on every door, even entering apartments when there was no answer. It was a neighbor who finally identified Nicole from a photograph, confirming she had traveled down the elevator and into the lobby. But beyond that point, no further evidence was ever found. The very next day, the Toronto Police Service brought in more reinforcements and mounted a police dragnet. Mounted horsemen, marine units, helicopters, and foot patrols combed the area around Highway 27. Tracking dogs swept the underground garages, utility rooms, storage units, and sump pump rooms. A neighbor recalled seeing an unidentified blonde woman with a notebook on Nicole's floor about 45 minutes before her disappearance. Police sought her as a possible witness, but she was never identified. Over 900 neighborhood residents joined the search, drawn by Crime Stoppers, on their very first major case, posting a $1,000 reward, printing posters, and producing a video reenactment that aired on television weeks later. The Toronto Star printed 6,000 copies of Nicole's poster with the Metro Toronto police number, and the police commissioned 3,000 watercolor sketches of her image for distribution to post offices, stores, and stations. By November, this 20-member task force, active for 9 months, had invested 25,000 man-hours, questioned 6,000 individuals, including hundreds of registered sex offenders, and spent an estimated $1.8 million in its first year. They even increased the reward to $100,000, which remains on offer today. All family members and acquaintances were cleared of suspicion. Inside Nicole's apartment, police found a haunting pencil note she had written months earlier: "I'm going to disappear." Despite exhaustive efforts and thousands of leads, no physical evidence has ever been uncovered to solve her disappearance. In 1987, police released a reenactment video recreating Nicole's final known steps, stepping out of her apartment and walking toward the elevator. Still, no one reported seeing her in the lobby or on any footage. Her father, Art Morin, spoke regularly with the media, never letting hope fade. In 2010, he said, "You never lose hope, you just don't." On the 30th anniversary of her disappearance, he added, "When there's absolutely nothing, you have to keep your hopes up that one day you'll find out." In 2001, police released an age-enhanced image depicting what Nicole might look like in her mid-20s. In 2019, that image was updated for her 42nd birthday, and in 2022, under a new missing persons unit, a full-time investigator was assigned to her file. Sergeant Smith explained, "In 1985, we didn't have the luxury of camera and digital tracking. Now we do, but we still haven't found her." That year, Cadaver dogs alerted to a scent in a Nobleton farmland search led by York Regional Police. Spade and shovel unearthed decades of soil and debris. Yet no remains were recovered. A spokesperson noted, "We followed every lead given to us by our canine unit. It was thorough work, but sadly, it did not yield any results." Investigators even examined potential links to other cases. In 2021, they reviewed Calvin Hoover, convicted in the Christine Jessup murder, but found no connection. A York Regional spokesperson confirmed, "There's no direct link between his offenses and Nicole's disappearance." Detective Stella Karras reminded the public in 2023, "If Nicole is not alive and the worst has happened to her, it really hinges on finding her remains. That's what the family deserves." Today, Nicole Morin's case remains open. No suspect, no confirmed sighting, no physical evidence. She was 4 feet tall, weighed 51 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. She simply vanished. Nicole Morin walked into a hallway that morning and was never seen again. Her disappearance reshaped how Canada searches for missing children. Digital case files, dedicated units, national alerts, all because one girl's absence demanded it. If you have any information, even the smallest detail, please contact the Toronto Police Service at 416-808-7411 or Crime Stoppers at 416-222-TIPS. Nicole Morin was born April 1st, 1977, the only child of Arthur and Jeanette Morin. Nicole was on summer vacation from school, where she was in 3rd grade.
Her mom, Jeanette, even ran a daycare out of that same apartment. On July 30th, 1985, she had little ones to look after, which is why she didn't realize Nicole hadn't gone straight to the pool until mid-afternoon.
Meanwhile, her dad, Art, lived in Mississauga, but he rushed over as soon as he heard. He later left his job, hired a private investigator, and spent years chasing leads in Canada and the U.S.
And yet, all that effort, 20 officers, 25,000 man-hours, roadblocks, helicopters, dogs, couldn't turn up a single clue beyond that hallway.
Remember that unsettling pencil note Nicole wrote months before? "I'm going to disappear." Police cleared her family, but that line still gives me goosebumps.
In 2004, a Belgian foundation thought they found her image in a European pedophile network. It turned out to be a dead end, but it shows how far people will go to find her.
They even staged video reenactments in 87, 07, and again in 2014 at her 29th anniversary, screened at convenience stores across Ontario. Each time, hope flared, then faded.
And on the 30th anniversary, they organized Nicole's Run, a 5K and candlelight vigil that raised thousands for child protection charities. The community still shows up for her.
Her mom, Jeanette, sadly passed in 2007, never seeing closure. Her father carries on, reminding us, "You never lose hope, you just don't."
In 2022, the case went fully digital under a dedicated missing persons unit with a full-time investigator. Nobleton, excavations, and suspect reviews, everything's exhausted.
Yet no remains, no suspect, no hard proof. 4 feet tall, 51 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. She simply vanished.
Nicole's disappearance reshaped Canada's protocols. Rapid alert media bulletins, specialized cold case units, age-enhanced imaging. Her story literally changed how we search for missing kids.
If you recall any detail, no matter how small, check our podcast notes for how to share information with Toronto Police.
Thank you for listening and for keeping Nicole's memory alive through every anniversary and search.
This is Northern Dark, true Canadian crime. Until then, be well and take care of each other.